Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today at the Michigan Cannabis Industry Association. I'm Ida Perley, the Deputy Director, and I have some new faces with us today. First of all, I would like to introduce Kat Ebert. She's our new Membership Coordinator.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be here.
We're awesome. I mean, we're thrilled to have you here, and it's awesome that you're here.
Thank you.
And we also have Brandon Dabish with us today from Medfarms, and Ryli. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
we had this discussion earlier, and I didn't mess up, and I just did now.
That's all right.
How are y'all doing today?
Good. How are you
Good,
doing?
thank you.
Doing good. So, can you tell us a little bit about Brandon, why you got into cannabis and how it's impacted your life?
Yeah, definitely. Back in 2016, at that time, I was a full-blown electrical contractor,
Okay.
general contracting, doing a lot of commercial work, mostly commercial retail, some restaurants. At that time, there was a few people that had reached out to me and said, interested in possibly getting into the cannabis industry. What would it cost to do a build out for a retail store? So I was getting engaged, with some interest from other parties. And then I started doing some research myself on it, made a few trips, checked out the Colorado market, also California and Nevada, and saw a good opportunity for something new.
Okay.
And just had a vision, and I saw a spark just lit up and said, man, this could be something really cool that we could do here in Michigan. And it's an opportunity to make another iconic brand for the great state of Michigan, whether it be one brand, two brands, just working on something new.
Okay. And how many brands do you have right now?
Currently, we have 6 brands.
6 brands.
Yeah, 6 brands between our retail stores
Okay.
and our topical. We have Chill Medicated,
Okay.
which is our rub. Hyman is our boutique flower brand.
That's very good.
Yeah. We also have, very good. We also have Covert Cups as our edible.
Those are really good too.
And then our 3 retail stores, which is Dispo, Ashish Boys, and Fire Creek.
Nice. Okay.
So those are our 6 brands, and we got a lot more in the pipeline.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's exciting.
Yeah, very, very exciting. And there's other good benefits that came out of this for me doing some research. I was kind of like anti-marijuana back in the day.
Okay. Why is that?
I don't know. I just was never into it when I was growing up. I tried it one time, it wasn't for me.
Okay.
And then I remember one day my brother got in trouble and he was growing weed in his attic. And I said,
awesome.
yeah. And I said, what are you doing? He had a couple of plants in there, and it was like, I never saw anything like that before. And
Right.
it kind of threw me off. And I said, you're going to get in trouble. I said, what are you doing? So I was kind of a hypocrite, I guess, now if you look back at it. And he always gives me a hard time about it.
Well, it's not understanding though.
No, but
it's having a different perspective.
yes.
you know.
So I was one of those guys now that didn't really understand. So I kind of took that as a learning experience now.
Okay.
And I'm kind of educating people the way that I needed to be educated.
So what was the turning point for you then?
It was a lot of medicinal uses for it. I saw like so many people that had pain and they were hooked on opioids, and I just saw a real good medical benefit, and self-medication can be in multiple ways,
Yes.
medicating could be in a glass of wine for somebody, and it could be the same with a joint, right?
Exactly.
After a long day of work, to take the edge off, just to relax.
Yeah.
And I definitely could see that as a stress reliever.
Okay. That's awesome that you were able to have that vision and just understood and were able to change your perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what it boils down to, is education. So
Right.
if you don't know about something, you're going to be very curious, and there's going to be a lot of disbelief. But at least if you're educated, you can make a good decision at that point.
Right. Earlier we were talking too, and you said you were an electrical engineer, and then you also
A licensed electrician.
licensed electrician.
Master
Excuse me.
electrician. Yeah.
And you were a talk show. What did you do? Radio host?
Radio and TV.
Radio and TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So in high school, I grew up in Warren, and we had a career prep center that we used to go to for 5th and 6th hour at Cousino High School.
Okay.
That's also in Warren. And it was 89.1. It was the Fluid Frequency was the name of the station. So we used to play a lot of old school hip hop and freestyle music and whatnot, and some pop. So it was really cool. We had a lot of people on the show and whatnot, very similar to this.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds like a lot of fun.
yeah, it was really good times. You know, it was a mixture between radio and TV. We used to shoot like short films and make music videos and whatnot. So
Okay.
it was a lot of fun. A lot
Right.
of fun.
Yeah. Something to definitely fall back on.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Can you tell us a little bit about Medfarms and your cannabis culture?
Yeah. So when you build a company or any kind of brand, you have to start within.
Okay.
And when I started this company back in 2018, my biggest thing was to create a family culture. And, you know, you don't have to be a blood member to be family, right? At the end of the day, there's a lot of loyalty that I look at throughout the years in life that kind of makes somebody family, right? And dedication. So, but at the same time, it's a two-way street. So that's kind of like when I was building the core inside was, you know, who's going to fit well in our culture. And there's a lot of great people out there, but some people might not fit in your culture of your business, right?
Right.
And they might succeed and do better in a different culture. So there's nothing wrong with that. So through trial and error, you know, and just going through a lot of different things and changes and constantly continued education and training, you know, I think we got a good core team right now. In our back end, we have a phenomenal marketing team, you know, one of these right next to me.
Oh, yeah.
I can
And,
attest to that.
She's been a great asset and done a phenomenal job. So you're only as good as your team.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we recognize that. And we're always trying to do team building and constantly doing events and growing and making things better. I'm proud to say that January 1st, we're going to have full medical benefits.
Wow.
401k. So
That's exciting.
yeah, very, very, it's a big deal
Wow,
for us.
Yeah.
And I never thought that I'd get to that point that we have that.
Right.
But it's a great thing now that we're offering that because we have some diehard employees that have been with us.
Okay.
And we want to continue to keep them with us.
You want to keep them.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
right.
Exactly. That's awesome.
That's a good thing that we have coming online. In regards to Medfarms and the culture, that probably would sum it up in a nutshell, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, Ryli,
Yes.
I met you at our summer annual, I believe, wasn't
Yes, that's the first time we actually formally met, and then I think I've
Yes.
seen you at a lot of networking
it? You
conferences
guys are
since
like
then.
really heavily involved in the association as well. I think you've been to almost all of our events this year so far.
I believe so.
Yeah.
We try to make it a point to attend those so we can connect with you guys. and
Right. Right. Well, yeah.
Do what we can amidst the chaos.
Scheduling is definitely hard.
Right.
But I don't think we were engaged. We've been a member for quite a few years now, but in the last year and a half, we've been heavily engaged. It's just at the point in the time where we've actually freed up some time to work on those things that we've neglected.
Right.
And
right.
just get out there and just network more and be part of the industry and start to give back now.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, we're all, welcome.
Yeah.
We love that you're members.
No, this is a great organization. You have a lot of legacy people here, a lot of people that paved the way for this industry, hardworking people, and it's a great thing.
Mhm. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. It was definitely beautiful at the Torch Wine Cellars.
Oh, I
It was
know.
a beautiful scenery.
That was a great event.
Yeah, that's one thing I think we're really becoming known for is our events. Just 300 to 400, I think at the Trust Lounge. God, goodness, I think we had like 600 or 700 come through.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I may be off on my numbers, but I know
Yeah.
it was up there. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. Gaining
Yeah.
good traction.
Yeah, so we're definitely doing something right for sure.
Definitely. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I would love to know a little bit more about the journey to vertical integration with
The
Medfarms.
journey to vertical integration. Okay, well, we started first with the retail portion, the provisioning center, as we call it. That was back in 2017, 18. And after grabbing a good grasp on that, slowly shifted, I want to say in the beginning of 2019, into the processing and the manufacturing portion of it, and kind of at the same token, I was working on cultivation. There was a cultivation facility in Bay City that unfortunately somebody wasn't able to get approved, and ended up buying that and retrofitting it out. It wasn't a huge grow, nothing astronomically large and whatnot, but it was a good stepping stone. I kind of have the crawl, walk, run method, right? So you don't trip.
Right.
Definitely.
And it's been very good. Worked out a lot of kinks out of the cultivation. I mean, it's constantly, we're always learning every day, right? So every day we're learning and it never stops. If you think you know everything, you really know nothing.
Right.
After that point, after that cultivation facility was well established, and I feel like it was almost on autopilot, started shifting into the processing portion of it. And we were doing a lot of different type of brands, experimenting and whatnot. And that took off really last year and had a lot, really good success with a lot of the brands that we've done out of there. We recently just opened our second cultivation facility, which is going to be in total 6,000 plants.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So larger
Nice.
scale, it's kind of like the 2.0.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's where we're at today. Have some more plans in the pipeline to eventually get into an outdoor and larger cultivation and possibly larger processing,
Okay.
maybe a few more retail stores.
Nice.
Yep.
Awesome. So can you tell us a little bit more about the origins and inspiration behind the overall vibe of Hashish Boys?
Ashish Boys was just something like retro, kind of very
Nostalgic,
nostalgic.
familiar.
Yeah. Very kind of hip, just a different vibe. And we're trying to focus. There's not that much on the market right now, but we want it to be a lot of rosin and hash products there. So we want that store to be known for that. We haven't got to that point yet just because there's not that much product out there.
Right.
But that's kind of the direction that I'd like to see that retail center.
That's awesome.
You want anything to chime in on that?
I mean, we tried to just turn that into a fun store. I know we had a big grand opening celebration that the community really came out and showed out for, and that was really good to see everyone kind of coming together. We're big about education and informing the community because it's one of the biggest problems is miscommunication. And I think tying the education with like a good atmosphere is like really what Bay City needed, because there's a lot of dispensaries that just pop up here and there, but there's not a lot of people that make those efforts to differentiate themselves for the better good of the people that are coming in for that help every single day. So, I mean, it's fun and colorful and it's a super cool store, but we definitely try to focus on the education as well. Like he said, solventless and things like that. And I know we have seeds and clones down the pipeline as well. That was announced quite some time ago. We're just trying to figure out the logistics of that.
Okay.
But that'll be one of the first retailers that do carry seeds and clones. So we're just really trying to set ourselves apart from everyone else in a good way for the community.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So following that, can you tell us a little bit about the chill medicated
Yeah.
products?
So Chill Medicated is a topical rub.
Okay.
It was around before in the caregiver days and helped out a lot of people from even pets.
Pets.
Yeah.
How?
So it works very good if you have bruises or scrapes, kind of like Neosporin, and it helps to reduce the scarring and healing much, much quicker.
Oh.
I
my
didn't know
gosh.
that.
Yeah.
It's
The list of benefits is
It's
endless,
endless.
honestly.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. Yeah. Okay.
But for the pets, I will chime in on that. The CBD only. We don't recommend the THC topicals for pets, but I use the CBD on my dog whenever, like even if he has rough paws, it's a great moisturizer, but it helps with pain, with inflammation, with skin conditions like eczema.
Okay, so I have a Saint Bernard. How do I get that on her skin?
My dog like really likes to lick it, which I try to not get him to do when I'm
Right.
putting it on him. But I just try to like hold him down, pet him with one hand, and put it on like his paws or even his belly. If he has a scrape or something, I'll put it on that. But
So I make medicated coconut oil, and I will give her just a sliver in her food. She has hip dysplasia,
okay,
so which is kind of I mean, after Bella passed away, goodness, I think like a year later we started having hip issues, and so I would have had to have retired her, for Bella, but the way that it's working out, so that's interesting. I'm gonna start putting that on the bottoms of her paws.
Yeah.
if it is
Great.
hips, I would almost recommend the Chill Massage Oil because that's more of a liquid consistency and it absorbs quicker into the skin.
Okay.
To know.
I learn something new every day. I love it.
Hopefully after we're working on some R&D for some different forms. Like
Okay.
a roll-on and a squeeze bottle. Right now it's currently in a jar.
Okay.
So
What do you mean by a squeeze bottle?
just like a squeeze lotion bottle.
Oh,
You can
like a
squeeze it
pump?
out. Yeah, like
Okay,
a pump.
okay,
Yeah, pump or a
okay.
squeeze.
Okay.
So hopefully we should see those next year.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. So you talked a little bit about the Hyman Grow already, and a little bit about the 6 different brands that you guys have. So tell me about Death Before Dishonor.
Yeah. Death Before Dishonor is part of a series, a collab we did with 263. It's kind of like our entryway into the social equity program that we'll talk about a little bit towards the end here. But it started with Black Magic was the first drop of the series. And then after that, we had Loyalty. And then after Loyalty was the Death Before Dishonor.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was kind of our finale of the 3-part series. And to elaborate a little bit more, 263, we actually partnered with Southwest T of 263. He got out of prison. I know there was a lot of, a situation with getting in trouble in the past, and he was released from prison. So that kind of leads into the social equity of us trying to do things the proper way and kind of their entryway into the legal market, essentially, because we were the first cannabis company that they partnered with on that. So with the 3-part series, we ended with Death Before Dishonor, but I'm sure we might have some other things down the pipeline.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's really neat. Just including and wanting to give back, to
Yeah.
the community. And it sounds like you guys are really like on your game.
Aside from that, with the 263, we just did the jars. Shout out jars for partnering with
Shout
us
out
on
to
that. But we did a partnership with Jars at all of their 10 retail locations in the state of Michigan. And for every Hyman product sold at those locations for the entire month of October, we donated $1 for every product. So us and Jars, Hyman, matched that. So overall, we actually donated $5,000 to the Michigan Breast Cancer Coalition, which is a huge win for us. We're definitely big on giving back, and that's going to be the first of many other campaigns that you guys will see down the pipeline. And we do smaller things with our retailers as well that we don't blast on social media and things like that because we don't find that necessary.
Right.
It's just a matter of doing good for the community and what we can do, even if it's little here and there. All of our retailers and all of our brands take part in one way or another.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything doesn't have to be publicized.
No,
Yes.
no. Well, and that's just it. When you have a good reputation, and it's wonderful to be able to stand alone on that reputation.
Yeah.
And the advertising is just like hindsight in a way.
Sometimes it does feel a lot better when you do it out of the generosity of your heart and,
Yes.
not to get any credit for it.
Exactly.
That's why a
Not
lot
to
of
get
people do
the,
anonymous, donors and whatnot.
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure. I'm going to open up our
Okay.
goodie box that you guys brought. Look at this gorgeous box. Can you guys see this? So we all got one of these. There's a shirt in here.
That's from the breast cancer campaign.
Nice. Thank you. Ooh, I have the Chill Medicaid. Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the
Okay.
Street Max.
That's going to be our strongest topical out
Strongest
of the
topical?
5. Yes.
Okay. How strong is it?
That's 1,500 milligrams THC, 500 milligrams CBD.
Nice.
Yes.
I like that.
Ooh.
And then I love these. The Cobra cups. Take 24 or take 42.
Take
Take
420.
420.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Banana cream. I think the s'mores are my favorite.
The s'mores and Take 420 definitely have a special place in my heart. And I would like to give recognition to Covert Queen. For Covert Cups, we do work very hand in hand with Ghostbusters Farm and Covert Extracts. And Covert Queen is part of the Covert Extracts crew.
Oh, wow.
And she has years of generational experience with baking and cooking and culinary. And she's the one that formulated the Take 420 flavor in addition to the other ones. But that
Okay.
was the High Times winner this year for
Well,
medical
congratulations
edibles.
to her. That's really cool. That's amazing. I love baking, but not like on this scale. I got to step up my game. Oh my goodness. And then we have some pre-rolls in here.
Do these have the glass tips?
Yeah,
Yes.
those are the handcrafts.
That's the only
Nice.
kind of joint that Hyman offers.
Okay.
We currently have the 2-gram glass handcrafted joints.
This
and-
is what they look like.
Yes.
The glass tip.
And you can reuse that glass tip and roll it again. And I've done it before. It's so nice.
Yeah, there's like
nice.
the double filter in there. There's a second cardboard filter within the glass tip itself.
Oh, really?
And we've seen a lot of good feedback from the market in that regard. So we're actually in the process of launching a 1-gram glass tip for the not so avid consumers per se.
Okay. Wow.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
I love how you're so innovative and have like all these ideas and just
Just
coming down the pipeline.
Trying to stay creative, really.
Yeah.
You know, trying to stay relevant, stay creative, coming up with new exciting things, you know, even from a greens perspective. You know, we've talked about possibly doing like a deposit thing on the glass tips where it was a recycle program. If you bring it in, you'd get X amount back towards your next purchase.
Okay.
So some stuff
Okay.
that we're looking into.
Yeah.
That as well as plastic container recycling at our retailers, having people bring back the plastic that they had purchased and we would recycle it for them in return for some type of reimbursement. to
That's
them.
huge.
That's
because
amazing.
It's so hard to recycle. I mean, you want to do it and you think you're doing it right, and half the time it gets thrown in the garbage.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, just like when you go to MiCIA and you've got the paper bags that they're giving you, and it's like, I don't want to keep throwing these away.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I love that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Seriously. So important right now.
When do you think you're going to kick that off?
Well, we're kind of finalizing the logistics at the moment. So we plan to launch that in the upcoming weeks, month or so, depending on the timeline that the recycling company gives us. But we would like to launch that at Hashish Boys.
Okay.
And then if it goes well from there, we'll definitely extend that to all of our retail locations in Bay City and Battle Creek. So
Nice.
yeah.
That's awesome.
That is.
It sounds like you guys have a lot of community impact in a lot of different areas. And is there anything else you want to elaborate on with that?
We try to maintain a lot of things like Fire Creek. We have 2 locations, one in Bay City, one in Battle Creek, and we had a food drive in March, in August, and we're about to launch our next one on Cyber Monday. So we do a lot of food drives with Fire Creek. At Dispo, we're going to be doing our 3rd annual turkey giveaway. So anyone that comes in on Thanksgiving, they get a free turkey.
How many turkeys are you giving away?
I think the first year we did 100. Last year we did 150, and this year I think we plan on doing 50 because last year we had a lot of extras.
Oh,
Awesome.
But yeah, just like little things like that, we try to implement at all the retailers, and it's just exciting seeing our bud tenders even get involved in it and giving back.
For sure. Definitely.
Definitely.
I don't know if this would be considered community impact. I guess it would be from a job creation perspective, but we were very lucky enough to be one of the first companies in the state of Michigan to be invited to a university for a job fair. And I was able to speak in part of a supply chain class and kind of explain the industry and how supply chain in the cannabis industry is no different than any other business. So I'll actually let Ryli add on that.
That's exciting too. So Northwood University is located in Midland, and they're kind of a business-oriented college, and they had invited us to join their job fair. And this is the first time that anyone has ever allowed a cannabis company into that. And something people don't understand is that there's so many professions like photography, marketing, accounting, management, whatever it may be, those can all be done in the cannabis industry. You don't have to smoke to be a part of the industry. You don't have to consume marijuana in any way. And I think we're able to kind of highlight on that. We had team members, like 5 team members there, in addition to a photographer doing headshots for the students. And we were just trying to educate them on all of the opportunities that are currently here and that are foreseen in the near and far future. And with that relationship, Northwood has actually reached out to us to figure out an internship program, which is also the first time a cannabis company has been able to do that. So we're maintaining our relationship with Northwood. Thank you, Northwood, for everything.
Shout out to Northwood.
And we're really looking forward to this internship opportunity. I know Shannon, the head of our HR, she's kind of hand on hand with that, and she's excited to get that implemented along with benefits and a lot of other things. But it's exciting to work with the college students because they're trying to figure out what they're doing with their lives, and maybe cannabis is just that stepping stone they needed and they didn't know about it. So just being able to educate and advocate is a really nice thing.
What exactly is your background?
My background?
Yes.
Well, that's interesting. Before coming here, I worked for Big B Coffee for media and marketing. And prior to that, I worked for The Stable, which is like a ski bike shop. So it's kind of random. It kind of seems random. And I did school at Saginaw Valley State University.
Okay.
But I was working at Big B, and one of the partners, Pun, I was shopping at Dispo, and he pulled me over. He's like, "Do you want a job?" And I was like,
Wow.
"Oh, I don't know if I can," because I was only 20 at the time. I wasn't even 21, and I had my med card.
Goodness, right.
And it was a whole situation, but I joined the marketing team, and long story short, I'm the marketing coordinator now.
Well, you're a little firecracker. Right?
Shout out to Ryli.
Thank you, Brandon.
That's amazing.
Like he said earlier, he was talking about family ties within the company, and I've felt welcomed ever since the first day I was here, and I've been here for over a year now, and I consider these guys a part of the family. Like,
Well, whenever I see you, I feel like you're really a close-knit family. It's really neat to see it. Like, we all kind of travel in packs. You know, I
Mhm.
understand that, but it's neat when you can get into those packs.
Yeah,
definitely,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's very cool. So, you want to give a shout out to anyone? I know we're missing Rachel.
Hey, I know Rachel's not here.
Rachel.
We'll give a shout out to Rachel.
Yeah, we did miss you, Rachel.
She's my assistant. She's done a great job of, keeping me organized and keeping me on time to meetings. And just, there's so many things that go on, and it's been a great, great asset to have somebody, part of our team like that can just contribute and help out.
Right. Yeah. It sounds like you've really surrounded yourself with an award-winning team. I
Great.
mean,
Great people.
yeah, there's compassion and stewardship and love.
A lot of love,
A lot of love.
definitely.
Yeah.
Chosen family.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day. You got to enjoy what you're doing.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point?
What's the point? Yeah.
We care about what we're doing, and we care about the people we work with. So I don't think I could ask for much more than that.
And you guys care about the community and social equity, and that's so important as the cannabis industry grows. And it really seems like you guys are a leader in the industry in that sense. So thank you.
Yeah,
all
for
the work
sure.
you
Thank
do.
you.
At the end of the day, it's, hard to get to everybody and whatnot, but you try to at least make some type of contribution towards it. Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we've been blessed to work with. There's a lot of great people in this space in the state of Michigan, and that's what I was getting to is some of the biggest brands in the country are from Michigan. Some of the biggest rappers in the country are from Michigan,
Yeah.
in all aspects of any type of industry. And some of the greatest chefs are from Michigan. So we have great people in the state of Michigan. I love the state of Michigan. I love the people, very hardworking people that just roll up your sleeves and get to work. And that's what we're kind of trying to do here with the cannabis space is have some kind of iconic brands that'll be known nationally, that the state of Michigan will be on the map for that.
Right.
It's not just California, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Brandon, what are your plans for 2022?
2022 plans. Well, brands wise is just to have some different varieties of products and continue doing R&D and trying to come up with some unique products on that aspect. From the flower aspect of it, working on some pheno hunting and trying to come up with the next best flavor. We have a flavor actually that we should talk about called Sanando.
Ooh,
Sanando.
what's this?
Sanando is Sunday driver times orange cookies.
Oh.
So It's a great smoke, very uplifting. It's not couch lock. Some people it affects them differently. There's no like, it's kind of like appetite suppression a little bit. Doesn't
Okay.
make you really hungry, want the munchies and whatnot. Very creative smoke. Just overall great smoke. Smooth, very flavorful. You know, when something's good, when you smoke it, when it doesn't just taste burnt the whole
Right,
time.
right.
You know, if you dry hit it and you can taste the flavors, and then
Yes.
after you light it and you can still taste those flavors,
Mhm.
that's how you know it's an award-winning product
I agree
or
with
something
you.
that's
I had
considered
never
good smoke.
knew about dry hitting, and I was taught that, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, like this is a whole new experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been really good, and we've got a lot of great feedback, you know,
Right.
from a lot of people. So it's been really good. So continuing that and coming up with, you know, new flavors, continue our social equity and just trying to broaden that. Eventually, I was mentioning to you before we got online that, you know, looking into trying to create a social equity company that would be multiple members, and it would be like a community, a company of all social equity holders. So if you have a brand out there and you're trying to get into the market, please reach out to us. If you have flower that you're growing and you think it's phenomenal and you want to get into the space, please reach out to us because I know there's a lot of talented people out there.
Wow. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a whole nother level of networking.
Yes, definitely.
Wow. Brandon, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
everything you're
Thank you.
doing. Yeah. That's huge.
I'm lucky enough to be a part of it. You know, I'm very
Right.
thankful for that. That I can be
Yeah.
part of something new like this.
Mhm.
It really is truly a blessing.
Right.
That's awesome.
As am I, because I can definitely say that my life is a lot different now than it was before being in the cannabis industry. And I don't think you can anticipate the changes that it's going to make in your life, but all those changes are definitely for the better. And I'm grateful to be a part of it as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's exciting.
That's awesome.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share before we close up today?
I don't think so. I mean, I know we have a lot of big announcements coming up for a lot of different brands and retailers. Nothing we can say yet, but I can say stay tuned for that.
Okay.
Brandon, anything for you?
No, just to say thank you to Ida, Robin, all of the guys from MiCIA, and thank you for all what you guys do, you know, and being a voice and just being a part of the industry. And just want to say thank you. Thank you for having us, and thank you for everything that you do.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, we're nothing without our members though either.
Thank you.
Literally.
Yeah.
I meant to ask this earlier, so I apologize. Bringing it back to the dogs.
Oh, sure.
What is the concern for using topical THC with dogs?
We just haven't done a whole lot of testing with it. So just for the sole fact that we don't know for sure, we don't even want to suggest it before we know what negative benefits there could be. We would like to do some research because if it is proven to be beneficial, we by all means want to educate, advocate, and start providing for that. But until we get some actual testing finalized, I'm unsure of the matter, and I don't want to put any pet at risk because I love my baby, my baby
course.
Boomy.
Of course.
So I have a story I want to share. My friend has a really large cat, and I was over and I was watching it try to go down the stairs, and I'm like, "What's wrong with your cat? Old age." And I had a little bit of tincture left of Bella's medicine, and I just took the cat's food and I just dipped it in there. I can't even tell you how much. It was like the size of my nail. That cat within like 3 to 4 days had a little bit of a spring, and I'm like, "Are you serious?" And so my coconut oil that I make, I give her extra now, and she's been treating her cat for like 2 years now.
Wow.
So I really wish we could do the research on it because there's so many things that we could help.
Pets are important. They're family members too.
They are.
Right?
Yeah.
They truly are. I've had dogs all my life growing up. And, you know, I have a little dog right now. He's a poodle mixed with a Maltese, a multi-poodle.
Wow.
His name is Kingston. And definitely anxiety and stress is something with animals too.
Yes.
just recently I've noticed that he doesn't eat unless somebody's standing by him, like that he feels comfortable with.
Oh, interesting.
And I started to do a little research, and it's a sign of stress or anxiety. He gets very stressed out, which many animals do, when
Okay.
he sees somebody putting their clothes on or grabbing their keys, and they're gone. So they associate that, when somebody's gone for a little bit,
Okay.
and they feel alone.
Right.
So
Wow. That just
But-
gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you just
So-
wonder like what your pets are thinking.
No,
like, as
and
you're
that's-
getting up.
And that's why, I think, CBD and hopefully THC and whatnot, we keep working towards goals with the
Right.
right research and the right teams and putting things behind it that can help your pet as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I love your message and thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
in. And
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having
Thank you.
us.
Absolutely.
Always a pleasure.
Yes. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Neogen. They are one of our ancillary companies. Neogen Corporation develops, manufactures, and markets a wide variety of product testing solutions to ensure the highest quality standards are being met. Testing solutions for sanitation, general microbiology, pathogenic bacteria, and mycotoxins are all available today and backed up by the highest level of technical support and customer service. So check out Neogen.
Check them out.
And next week, we would like to welcome Luann's son from, she has a micro business, and there was a little confusion last week, and so we're ready to hit it home for next week. We hope you all have a great week, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.